everybody, it's Catherine here. Thanks for joining me on my channel today. I'm sharing with you a layout I'm creating as part of the Craft IQ Challenge. So this group has been set up by Jackie Malzon, and it is a fun little monthly challenge over on Facebook, so I'll leave links in the description below. But basically, the outline is you have the first 7 days of the month, different people announce different layers that will create the layout. And so you would have seen in the introduction for June, the first one was set by Daisy, I think, and it's use a theme paper that is not the theme of your layout as a background, and it must take up half of your page. So I'm working with this Pink Fresh Studio collection. This is the Christmas collection from last year. I'm trying to think of the name. Oh, What Fun is the name. So I am using this paper, and I did come into the challenge. I think there was already a few layers announced. So I knew that one of the days had snowflakes as an element. So I did have this photo on my desk of Sebastian in the snow. I think this was taken back in 2019. It snowed not far out of Melbourne, which is where I live. So we went to my auntie's house and saw the snow. So you know, I'm using a Christmas collection, but here in Australia, Christmas is definitely not cold. It is very hot. So, you know, to me, it's using a Christmas collection in the opposite time of the year. But yes, so there you can see I've actually die cut some snowflakes there, and I'm using this dark blue cardstock from American Crafts, and I'm going to kind of use it as an you know, feature or element around my page. So I have taken half of that Pink Fresh Studio paper, and I've put a strip of that dark blue down the side because you needed to use half of it. So now I'm backing my photos because the next layer was actually, or sorry, the next instruction was to have 3 layers of matting behind your photo, as well as having snowflakes. So that was prompt number 2. So I am just adding the layers. Now I am sticking some things down, and some things I wait till right at the end. So the layers, I knew that I was going to need to use the 3 layers. So I was sticking those down, but it's not until right at the end I kind of stick everything else down on the page. So I'm just going ahead and roughing up the edges of these other mats. I've left the navy cardstock just as is, but I am going to rough up these other layers. So I'm just going to stick that down, and I'm using some of the papers from the 6x6 paper pack, and I'm just going to trim a little bit around the edge, although it's a little bit too fat to fit in my trimmer, so I just use my big scissors, and again just distressing the edges of that kind of pink or peachy and red color. So I like how my photo is sitting in the center there. So I've got these snowflakes, and I'm just sort of scattering them around the page. And then the next prompt on day 3 was to add a repeated row of elements. So I'm taking my cutter here. This is the We Are Memory Keepers all-in-one, I think it's called. And so I wanted to create some tags to sit out to the side, and that was my repeated element. So I won't show you all of this, but I do go ahead and create just some tags. Sometimes it's just a short piece because I am going to tuck it into that paper edge, and I'm using that there just to create that, you know, that hole punch section. So it does do everything, this cutter. So again, taking a few different scraps from the 6x6 paper pad and just creating these sort of tags. And I will go ahead off camera and do the rest. So I think. But while I'm doing that, definitely go ahead and check out the challenge. I found this a really fun challenge to be part of. You know, it took, you know, sort of multiple days, but that's sort of how I work anyway with my layouts. I don't have a lot of time just to do, you know, to scrap a layout all in one. So it was actually quite good to kind of keep coming back and adding things and working out what needed to move and what was happening. So I have used some of the those from the die cut pack the tag. So that was sort of what gave me the inspiration. Then on day 4, it was to add some stamping. Now I didn't add a lot of stamping, admittedly. I just added the one stamp, which was August. So that's when this photo was taken. On day 5 was to break out your die cuts. So I actually cut out this title, which is Fun in the Sun. Fun in the Sun. Snow Fun. Oh my gosh, I've lost it. And I also cut out some more of those snowflakes. Then on day 6, it was to use a pre-made word or title. So you'll see that Snow Fun is going to move, and also to include a pocket card on the page. So there was pocket cards included in this collection. So I did go ahead and use that one with the snow jumpers and the little mug of hot cocoa. And I've just tucked that under there because I think it says feeling festive, and so it wasn't about being festive, but I'm just going ahead and trimming out these pre-made kind of titles that are part of this collection as well. And I was thinking about using Oh Fun Day, and to be honest, looking at that now, it looks, you know, I quite like it, but it felt like it was a way different blue to those snowflakes, and I felt like it was clashing. But I am going to go ahead and just matte this pocket card as well, because I wanted to make sure that it stood out. So like you can see, I'm covering up the candy cane, and I'm just adding this cozy, so feeling cozy, and I'm going to add that to the side there. I'm just moving things around so that it's going to fit on the page, and just trying to work out, yeah, where I can sit that title. But I do come back in and change it. I do add the red because I felt like it just stood out a little bit more, because that cozy was standing out more when I was looking at it. So I'm going to add here Season Memories, and I like how that red is standing out. So I'm just moving those snowflakes around. And like I said, I think I created this over maybe 3 days. So I did wait a couple of days, the first few prompts to start, and then, you know, came back in twice more to add a few more things. So now I'm just taking some of the ephemera pieces because there's only 1 day left at this point. So I'm just adding some of these ephemera pieces around. And because the 7th day was about adding puffy stickers and splatters, so I did pull out the puffy stickers, and I was making sure that I was trying to add these to the page. And so I've got some, you know, mainly in the blue tones and some of the reds, just to add to this layout. So I'm just kind of creating a couple of clusters in and around, so the photo and that pocket page, or that pocket card. And so just fiddling around here, and I have cut the puffy stickers out just so I don't have to stick them down straight away, and I can move them around and work out what and where I want these elements. I'm just going ahead and I'm pulling out another coffee, or I say coffee mug, but it could be hot chocolate mug, and moving them around the page because I wanted 3 of those on the layout to go in those different places. So I don't think my layout changes too much from here. So I'm just seeing what else I can add. I have limited those pieces of ephemera. I've just pulled out the bits and the elements that I wanted to use that weren't so Christmas themed. But I'm just adding a few of those circular elements around the page. They're like stars, but you know, they could be quite easily be snowflakes too. So I'm just adding those around. And I do go off camera in a moment. I was just checking in to see where everything was. So I do go off camera and I do stick everything down. Now I do lose a bit of footage here. So I add some twine, I add some enamel dots, and I add some sputters. And that's it for my layout. Bye.